Okay, today I'm talking about study schedules. What is an optimal study schedule for success on the bar exam? And really, how do you stick to a schedule? That's become one of the hardest things in our society today because of the temptations and demands that take you away from studying. So you've got to set out the hours that you're studying. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do is eventually make sure that those hours shift over to the hours that you'll actually be taking the bar exam so that your most on time is during the day when you're focused on the bar exam. Right now, you may find your most productive hours are between midnight and 6 a.m. If that's who you are and that's when you learn best, by all means, go for it. But the thing is, what you've got to do is have enough hours that are on your study schedule that can allow you to master the material you need to cover to pass the bar exam and have those hours be protected. Be firm. I don't want anyone coming and stealing your time by calling you and needless chit chat about something that you don't really care about anyway. Call them back in August. And if you really need to call them back after you've put in a good study day. Your time that you surf the net, your time that you do Facebook, whatever it is that you do, you got to limit it, number one. If you can actually ban it until August, that would be even better because some of these things are just total time sucks. They just take away all the time that you need to focus on this exam. Folks, listen, I counsel people who failed the bar exam regularly. It's not the most fun part of my job. The most fun part is hearing from people who pass. But the people who failed, I would venture to say close to 9 out of 10. I mean, not quite that many, but a lot of them did not put in the time and did not put in the concentrated time doing the real heavy lifting, the practice essays, the practice MBEs, the writing out performance tests in full under timed conditions. The people who did that religiously tend to pass. But it takes a lot of time. So you got to do a study schedule. You got to post that study schedule so that anyone who lives with you can see when you are on studying and when you have time for them. And let them all understand they cannot interrupt you unless it's a life or death situation during the times that you've designated for studying. But most important, you can't interrupt you. It's usually yourself. You are usually the saboteur who takes away your own time by getting involved in side things, by daydreaming, by doing things that take away from the concentrated study that you need to have. One of the things I tell you is really you need to elevate your own time as if it's the most important person on earth and you've waited to see months to see that person. You get 5 minutes with somebody that you've waited months to see. You don't say, oh, I got to go check Facebook. Oh, I got to look at my phone. Oh, I got to do something else. No, you're with that person totally focused. You are that person now. For the next 2 months until you take and pass that bar exam, you are the most important person on earth, and you got to make everyone in your world understand that. And the place to start is by posting your study schedule. Now, if you're studying full time, you may have 6, 8, 10 hours a day. You may have 12 hours a day. Much more than that, probably diminishing returns. Unless you're somebody who can be super focused for really a lot longer than that. And if you are, you may not be sleeping enough. You may not be eating well. You may not be exercising. And those are things that are really important to success on the bar exam. If you're working full-time or you're working part-time or you're doing other things or you have a commute to and from your bar review or something like that, you've got to calendar the time that you're actually on studying and the time that you're doing other things. Lay that out, have it clear for you to see. And again, if you live with other people, for them to see so that you can get buy-in from your community. The other piece of this puzzle is to make sure you give yourself enough time, that it's posted, that it's clear, and that you use downtime to multitask, to do other things, maximize your productivity so that your study schedule does account for the times that you're the most productive doing the most difficult tasks and the times that you're least productive doing tasks that maybe aren't so difficult. So it's all a piece of the puzzle. Right now you want to craft your study schedule, get a good draft going, and as we get closer to the bar exam, adapt it so that it begins working for you. And we'll, on the blog, blog.passlaw.com, www.blog.passlaw.com. There are lots of sample study schedules. There's comments. I urge you to put your own comments there if you'd like. Tell me what's working for you in your study schedule, where you get derailed, and we can troubleshoot and help you through those challenges. So go ahead, and if you don't have a written study schedule, get one written, and it's really going to help you on your way to success on the upcoming bar exam.